Welcome to YOUCANIC. Here we have a Mercedes, and in this case we have a C-Class, but we're going to go over an issue that we've seen with a few of these vehicles, and that's where the ignition switch fails. And the symptoms of that is that you insert the key in the ignition, you try to turn it, and you cannot turn the key. The dash there, the lights might turn on, but you can't turn it. So one of the most common problems is this going bad, even though if you have, let's say, on the newer C-Class, like the W204 chassis, the ignition lock, this is mounts right underneath the steering column there, and it locks the steering wheel when you turn off the key, so it doesn't turn left and right. So that can also go bad, but we're just going to focus on this issue right here. And so these can go bad. Of course, if you got different keys, if you got two keys, I would try the key first. Now, the key doesn't necessarily need to unlock or have a battery in it. These keys, the system that unlocks the vehicle is completely separate than the system that unlocks the doors. So you might have a key that has no batteries at all, but when you insert it, you're not going to be able to unlock the doors with it. But when you insert it in the ignition, you should be able to unlock that ignition if everything is fine. But if you're inserting the key there and nothing is turning, try a spare key first and see if that works. If it doesn't, of course you need to diagnose it, you need to read the codes. If you're not getting communication with the ignition module, then you know that that's probably the issue. So now, as far as these goes, because they're this ignition module, the EIS, is part of the anti-theft system, so it has the VIN number coded to it. So if the VIN number of this has to match with the VIN number on the ECU, engine control unit, and the transmission control unit, and other modules in this vehicle. So you can't just go and get use one of these and just put it in there and expect it to work. It's not going to work. There's a couple of things you can do. Of course, you can go and buy a new one and then install it, but keep in mind that's going to need coding and programming. It needs to, you need to basically using software, you need to write the VIN number of the vehicle in there and initialize this module. Another solution that is a lot less expensive is to remove this, and once you remove the EIS from the vehicle, there's a specialty shops, places where you can ship this and they'll fix it, and then they'll just ship it back. You just put it in there. Software coding all stays the same. Now if you really have to go and get a used one, these shops that specialize on these might be able to basically erase the software that's in here and make it so that it's to the vehicle, it looks brand new, and then you can code it again. You can write the VIN number of the vehicle. That's a little bit more complicated, and it's you might not be able to find shops that are going to be able to make this new, but it's pretty easy to find somebody who can repair these, and that's probably going to be the least expensive route. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Again, make sure you diagnose the problem before you just replace parts. We see this on quite a few cars here, so we wanted to just kind of explain how that works. So thank you for watching. Bye.